I'm always going to target it back to him because he and I are estranged, right? Um, I have given my son grace, grace after he's called me a bitch, grace after he said fuck you, grace after he's stolen, grace after he's threatened, grace. I've given him continuous grace over and over and over again, but that grace ran out 2 years ago. So I had to
Mm.
remove myself and become estranged. I know the young kids, they want to brag about going no contact with their parent, but I'm actually the one with the scissors.
As you should, and and that's for any parents. Like if your relationship with your kid is not where it should be, and it's not
Hmm.
benefiting to both of you, hey, you gotta cut it loose. But it's like if they come back around and you can
Hmm.
see the change. I
Hmm.
mean, I hope you still leave that door open if he
Well, you just
shows
said
the change.
something. But you just said something. That's, because people can apologize, but apologies come with change behavior.
Hmm.
So when I see that change, when I'm ready to give him that access again, and it will be on my terms, not on his, not because he apologized. I need to see his change behavior, not just with me, just in general. I don't want him to change for me because I think that's the problem a lot of times. People want the world to change for them, but they're not willing to make the changes for themselves. So
Mm.
I want him to make the change for himself, not so much for me, not so much to amend our relationship, but I want him to change for himself, for his own health, his own healing. And so he can be a better person for the woman that comes in his life, or who he decides to marry, or for his child, because he has a 7-year-old child.
Mm. Agree. Well said. Now, I know that's a powerful way to start the first 10 minutes of the episode, but hey, I'm here for it. But
Let's go.
get back to your platform. What inspired you to decide you want to start a podcast and to share your story? Because what I find is a lot of people, they have amazing stories, but none of them want to share it. So what inspired you to share your story in a podcast form?
So to be honest, I had this podcast in my notes 9 years ago, and I did not pull the trigger. Number one, I didn't know where to start. Number two, I didn't know if the world was ready to have these conversations. And just by the people that I trigger by my conversations, I can tell they're not ready to have these conversations. But also, I can tell there are a lot of moms that have been suffering in silence, and hence why they feel like they're now seen and they're now heard and they're now supported. And unfortunately, not alone. I get communications from people, when I say all over the world, that's no cap. I get messages from people in Africa, Kenya, South Africa, Ireland, UK, Canada, all over the world, with moms that are saying thank you for this platform because I felt like I was alone, and I felt like I was alone.